Well, good morning, everybody at home. Welcome to the Big O. It's me once again, and I am joined with the lovely Mistress Mel.
Good morning. Is it still morning?
It is
still morning.
It
Thank you,
is.
King.
Yep. I have had my coffee today, and we're ready to go. We've got about 2 minutes to game time. We're going to see DC Roller Girls taking on the Ann Arbor Derby Dimes. Let's go ahead and run through those rosters.
Sure. Starting off with the Derby Dimes, we've got number 10 is Bex. Number 1111 is Leslie Arnez. Number 187 is Slamlet. Number 22, Trick Magic. Number 24, Jadzia Smacks. Number 3, Lethal Bo Peep. Number 4, Michelle Obama. Number 404, Slamuel L. Jackson. Number 62 is Fracture Mechanics. Number 63 is Jackie O'Bashes. Number 811 is Terror Masu. Number 886, Strawberries and Scream. And number 96, Soothin' B. Slamphony. The Ann Arbor Derby Dames, and they will be in the black jerseys today.
Well, in the white, you're going to see the DC Roller Girls. They are the DC All-Stars. You're going to see, starting with number 100, Sugar High. 114, Slam Greer. 1209, Maggie Walters. 13, Briar's Remorse. 1797, Stabigail Adams. 1883, Scoriental Express. 2012, Sweet Chaos. 514, Dottie Deathwish. 543, Greenwood. 65, Velocity Rapster. 755, Spank Aaron. A 789, or 798, I should say, Kung Pao Kitten. 85, Jill Hill. Number 9, Scar Trek. KO, Rocky Brawl Boa, and LD50, Yankee Scandal. These girls are already taking the track. We should have an exciting bout lined up as the Ann Arbor team is ranked currently 80 with the WFTDA, and DC is currently at 56. We're going to send it down to the track, and this should be getting on any second now.
All right. Now I see here that we're at a little bit of a disadvantage because we're facing the jammer line.
Yep. The view you see on your screen right now, that's where we are sitting, ladies and gentlemen. So the jammers sometimes will hide from us.
Yeah.
And I believe that is Slam Greer in the white for DC with a star on her helmet. And the jam is on. Nice tight wall being laid down by Ann Arbor using that circle formation.
And that is number 1111, Leslie Arnez, picking up lead jammer for the Derby Dimes.
And that is Slam Greer. She finds a hole on the outside. Last ditch effort took him halfway across the track, but she is free.
And Leslie Arnez back into the pack looking for that opening on the outside. Gets a little stymied and decides to call off the jam, picking up 2 points in the process.
That's a good start right there.
You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. Chip it away. That was a great call off. They knew the other jammer was coming around. That was Slam Greer on her way. They said, nope, let's go ahead and hold them at 0 as long as we can.
You shall not pass.
Stop here. And this is one of those case in points. They're all hiding.
I know.
I believe that's Buyer's Remorse in the back right now with a star for DC. And that is, nope, it's not.
Number 10,
Bex.
that's Bex, picking up
Bex.
lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Buyer's Remorse right now getting taken out by number 22, Track Magic, still stuck in the pack.
Oh, and then we've got Bex goes for the apex jump, but gets called on the cutting track penalty. She'll go spend 30 seconds in the penalty box.
Buyer's Remorse is finally out of the pack. She is in a power jam, and I see them setting up to play a little O. Kung Pao Kitten already in the pack, banging around, taking number 22 Track Magic out for a little while.
Michelle Obama in there trying to knock her to the outside. Between her and number 63, Jackie O'Bashes, they drive her out of bounds, send her to the back.
Greenwood playing some nice offense there, and once again, the jammer has been knocking out. That is a penalty kill. There it is. Bex comes in. She starts hitting right away.
I love double duty jammers. They make me happy. There's 4 points in the air for Bex and the Derby Dimes.
They pick up 5. They did lose some points, but they definitely took a lot of time getting their jammer through.
That's right. And Buyer's Remorse getting shut down at the back of the pack.
Bex in the front. She gets knocked out by, I believe, if my eyes do see me, that was Velocity Raptor taking her out. She's got to start again back at the corner number 3.
Bex through the pack for 4 more points.
Number 13 still stuck in the pack. Buyer's Remorse fighting her way through, ends up on the deck and kicked out of bounds. This jam comes to an end. 2 points each. That other is saying give peace a chance.
Word.
Early in the game, Ann Arbor still in control. It is 12-7.
We've got Slamuel L. Jackson lining up for the Dimes.
Both these skaters right now trying to pound their way through. Jackson out first. Excuse me. Nice tight pack. And that was a attempt for a star pass, but number 100 gets kicked out of bounds. That's Sugar High. Could not go anywhere and still stuck in that pack.
Slamuel L. Jackson going to the penalty box for a cutting track penalty. That's going to put DC in another power jam.
And this time they are down a few skaters. Ann Arbor, that is. And there's only 2 people on the track in black right now. Make that 3 now. Lethal Bo Peep had served her time, and now Sugar High is stuck behind her.
Sweeping her back and forth and pushing her out of bounds on the outside. Going to send her to the back.
Excellent defense right now being played. And once again, Ann Arbor pulling off the penalty kill. And there's a cut on the track. Sugar High just cut the track. That's going to get another opportunity for them to put more points up for Ann Arbor.
That's right. The penalty pendulum swings yet again.
And look at this. There's 3 DC players right now camping out in that penalty box. Make that 4.
We've got 1 blocker on the track for DC. Soon to be 2.
Yeah, but she's going to end up having to go right back. There was no room at the end. And
that's right.
Face down in the corner. 5 more points being picked up by 404. Slamuel L. Jackson.
Slamuel L. Jackson picking up another 5-point grand slam as the penalty box empties out there at the end of that jam.
Ann Arbor has brought the action. They are a lower ranked team, but they're not showing it right now. They are at 31, DC sitting at 12.
Going to start off this next jam with DC having, well, actually each team having a blocker in the penalty box.
Looks to be Slam Greer on the line in white for DC. She engages the back of that wall right now and fighting away, trying to find her way through.
Tara Misu is the lead jammer now through the pack for Ann Arbor.
And finally breaching the pack, that is Slam Greer finally getting out.
Tara has a little bit of a hard time there, decides to call it off.
Well, she came in hard. She had those players in the penalty box. She still picks up 3 points for her effort. I want to give a shout out to Flat Mat Roller Derby. You think you don't like yoga? Flat Mat Roller Derby might change your mind. Yoga for your roller derby body, scheduled on a budget. That is Flat Mat Roller Derby.
Looks like we've got Leslie Arnez jamming again for Ann Arbor.
And Buyer's Remorse in the back for DC. She's coming in hot, going around the corner, and she is untouched. Last-ditch effort by number 3, Lethal Bo Peep. And Buyer's Remorse is out.
Leslie Arnez working her way to the front of the pack. A pretty quick moving pack, picks up an easy 4 points and calls off the jam. Oh, did they take them back? I'm not sure what just happened.
That was kind of weird. I got a fist in the air, but I thought she had passed the pack. Okay, well, I'm just going to move on with life and enjoy it.
We've got Bex lining up to jam for Ann Arbor.
And this jam is on. DC up front, swing and a miss.
Yep, letting Bex out to the front of the pack, picking up lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Sugar High still stuck in the back. She's still trying to fight her way through. Excellent defense work being laid down by Ann Arbor.
DC doing a nice job of blocking too, but they got to let her go. There's Bex through for a 5-point grand slam.
Sugar High holds on. She gets a huge wallop by number 63, Jackie O. Bashes. Manages to stay in bounds.
Bex hops the apex, picking up 4 more points, and then she calls off the jam.
That's
that
fantastic.
Was beautiful.
I love it. I've seen a lot more of that this year at this tournament. It seems like every game has got a number of people who do that apex jump.
And can land and stick the landing.
Yeah. It always freaks me out when I leave my feet when I'm on skates. No, it freaks me out when I leave my feet when I'm on tennis shoes too, but you know.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't skate. I am not coordinated.
Both these skaters right now trying to push their way through the pack.
Samuel Jackson, a jammer of a record for Ann Arbor.
Still stuck in the pack. That is Slam Greer. It's a slam fest out there in the jammer war. And a penalty, looks like a cut track being picked up on Slam Greer.
Samuel Jackson working on a scoring pass here. Oh, sneaks around on the inside lane, picks up another 5 points for Ann Arbor.
DC 3 blockers up front. Here comes the O. They're trying to bust out their jammer, and now they're content to try and hold one in the back.
Samuel Jackson just getting swept side to side by those 2 DC blockers.
Abigail Adams is up front. She was doing a great job, but she gets a penalty. Looks like a reverse direction of play that should be, and she will spend some time in that penalty box.
Meanwhile, Samuel Jackson picks up a very hard-earned 5 points.
Slam Greer gets knocked out of bounds, taken back to the top of the apex. She's still trying to skate through these blockers. Gets a little bit of offensive help, but gets kicked out on the inside line.
Bex back into the track now for another scoring pass, but a hard hit there by Sweet Chaos, knocking her down, and I believe that was forcing the call off. We've got a team timeout here being called by DC.
That's a good timeout right there. You know, if Ann Arbor has come out swinging, and that's normally what the first 10 minutes of any roller derby game, and I've said this 100 times, you come out, you see what the other team's going to bring, and then you adjust to fix it. Right now, DC needs to fix it. They've got a score of 61-12. Penalties been playing a problem with it. You got to stay on the track.
And I'm sure that's the conversation they're having, pointing out observed potential weaknesses in the Ann Arbor team.
That's a good headed up play by the coach. Bring everybody in, bring them all back together, get the synergy flowing, and get them back out on the track. In this next jams, you are going to see Buyer's Remorse out there, and I think that was Tiramisu once again.
And we've got Michelle Obama jamming, or not, I'm sorry, not jamming. She's blocking.
Trying to block,
there.
yeah. Nice wall being set up. Masu, though, she's trying to break out. Lead jammer has already gone to buyer's remorse.
Tiramisu up against two DC blockers that just keep pushing her back and forth.
That's a good timeout right there. That's 5 points now. DC has just put up on the board, and that jammer has just gotten out.
However, we've got DC now with two blockers in the penalty box.
They picked up one more point off of that iced Ann Arbor, so that's some good momentum going in your direction. Liking what I saw from that.
That's right. Looks like we've got Leslie Arnez lining up here for Ann Arbor. And again, if you're following along at home, we've got Ann Arbor in the black jerseys, DC in the white.
Nice wall work being worked by DC, but they got to let her go. Leslie Arnez is your lead jammer. I believe that's Yankee Standel still stuck in the back. She's bouncing outside to in, getting rocked around by Ann Arbor right now.
And DC there for a minute only had one blocker, now two, still going to make it a little bit easier on Leslie Arnez.
Yankee Scandal is finally out and in scoring position.
Leslie Arnez can't quite get all the way through the pack. She takes her 3 points and calls it off.
That brings us to 72 Ann Arbor to 80 DC.
LTD is the best way to get around. That is the lane transport.
Next time you find yourself in Eugene, check them out. We've got number 10 lining up. That's Bex for Ann Arbor.
Whistles are blowing, and that is going to be Slam Greer. And unfortunately, she is going to start this jam sitting in the penalty box again. And it looks like everybody's still at the jammer line, waiting for Bex to work her way back around. That's a great push by Bex. She just moved everybody forward and has willed her way through the middle of that pack, picking up another 5 points.
I see that she's signaling to her teammates when she's approaching that wall, signaling her intention of which way she's going to go. However, they're coded, so I don't believe, so that the team DC doesn't pick up on her tricks.
Slam Greer served her time. She's back out there and getting rocked by the defense of Ann Arbor. DC, oh, that was a nice scooch out by number 65. And she's got a scar again. That's Velocity Raptor with a great D, dragging her back. Michelle Obama picking up a penalty. She will be spending some time in the penalty box. Is going to start this next jam short for Ann Arbor.
Yeah, Bex got stymied in that pack. She picked up her 4 points, but then got swallowed back up. Decided to call it off so we can force the reset.
Yep, it's a good call off. Try and save any points. Right now at home, if you're watching, 15 minutes is ticked off the clock. We got 86-18. Ann Arbor on top. Nice tie pack there. That's going to be Samuel Jackson jamming for Ann Arbor. And in the back, I believe that's number 13, Buyer's Remorse.
Oh, Buyer's Remorse knocked to the inside. You're going to get recycled back. That was a hard hit. And here comes Samuel L. Jackson.
Fracture Mechanics picks up a direction of play penalty. She will be spending some time in the penalty box. Buyer's Remorse is finally out of the pack with that depleted pack of Ann Arbor.
Samuel L. Jackson picks up 3, calls it off.
Not a bad play out there. They keep holding the defensive wall. Ann Arbor's playing a really nice defensive game, and yet they're still getting their jammer free against the defensive DC. Right now, Ann Arbor definitely in control of the play out on the track. This jam is underway. Both these jammers are free to go. I believe that is Tiramisu.
Tiramisu, yeah, picking up lead jammer for Ann Arbor. Oh, hard hit there by the Fracture Mechanics.
Yep, there's a bunch of big hits happening, and that is number 85, Jill Hill. She is finally out, not lead.
Tiramisu working her way through at the front of the pack, gets through, picks up her points, calls off the jam.
4 points being picked up from her on that nice jam work there. Good timing as Jill Hill was coming around in scoring position. One thing I always like to talk about is that LTD, that's the transport down here. Don't chauffeur your kids around all summer. Buy the LTD pass for $50 at Willamette facilities at the Eugene station.
All right, and we've got Leslie Arnaz lining up here for the Derby Dimes. She is taking on number 114, that's Slam Greer.
Yep, and on the up front, the last line of defense, that was 2012. She could not stop her. Slam Greer is finally out.
Leslie Arnaz working on a scoring pass here. She gets she gets through, picks up 2 points. Has had enough and calls it off. Beck's lining up again here on the jam line for the Derby Dimes.
And this jam is on. Nice slow start. DC down 1 skater.
Bex with a nice little step hop around the outside, quickly getting through the pack, picking up lead jammer.
That's number 13, Buyer's Remorse. She's doing some fantastic lateral movement, missing hits as she goes. She's finally out of the pack.
Beck's now in the pack, working on a scoring pass. 2 more to get around. They don't give her too much trouble. She gets through, picks up her 4, and calls off the jam.
Yep, and I do believe 1 point being picked up by Buyer's Remorse. She really came in hot. She hit it hard. I was agreeing with the ref on that one. I was hoping he was going to put that finger in the air.
Leslie Arnaz lining up again on the jam line.
Still a pack advantage right now for the Ann Arbor team.
The last blocker standing, though. She's got less than 10 seconds before she'll be able to join her crew.
Yankee Scandal right now bouncing outside to in and back to the outside again. Still can't get past that Ann Arbor team. Oh, I think she heard me, though. She ran up that inside line after finding a hole. She's your lead jammer.
And I stand corrected. That's Samuel L. Jackson jamming for Ann Arbor.
They've got to let her go. Samuel L. Jackson's finally free, but Yankee Scandal is in there. She got taken out at the apex. She did pick up 3 points. Those are hard-fought points and definitely earned.
And we've got number 811, Tiramisu, lining up with the star on her helmet for Ann Arbor.
I believe that to be Slam Greer, also back there. Oh, nope, that is not. My apologies. See what happens when they get low like that?
Nope.
No. Scar Track, I believe, is that who that is. Yep, Scar Track is on the line. She's got the star on her helmet. She is trying to fight through the apex here and ends up on the deck. Scar Track takes off the star. She's getting a pounding in the back here, trying to get that star pass. She hands it off to the pivot, but the pivot has been knocked out in the straightaway.
Tiramisu has been awarded lead jammer, and she's back in the pack now for scoring pass.
Track Magic picked up a forearm penalty on the handoff, and this all comes to an end. 4 points being picked up for Ann Arbor.
Yeah, Tiramisu knocked to the outside there and had enough. Says, yeah, let's just end
Call it
this
off.
now.
We'll call it done here.
Ann Arbor's cheerleaders are cracking me up.
Leslie Arnett is up on the line for Ann Arbor.
I believe that's Buyer's Remorse one more time back there for the DC team.
Leslie Arnez jamming for Ann Arbor.
I'm liking this little surge right here being laid down by DC. Buyer's Remorse is out first, and she is your lead jammer.
Sweet Chaos on her way to the penalty box.
Yep, she checks her bench, calls it off after picking up 4 points. Nice work.
Nice little hit it and quit it there.
Yep. Duck Cafe. Visit the Duck Cafe for fresh made sandwiches, salads, snacks, and coffee. That's right. If you saw my picture on Facebook this morning, you saw me with some fresh Wild Duck Cafe coffee. They saved my life today. Yes, they did. The hotel had no coffee. This jam is on, and both these jammers are a-going. Yankee Scandal out there once again for DC. She's your lead jammer. That's 3 in a row for DC, and they're looking great right now.
Beck's jamming for Ann Arbor, sees her opening. She's now through.
Yankee Scandal comes in extremely hot, ends up getting taken out by a huge wallop from Track Magic. Calls it up on her bootay.
Their beer leaders, we're being told.
That's, if you were wondering what we're talking about, if you keep watching that corner right behind those jammers, there's some dudes over there. Yeah. I don't even know how to describe it.
They're not just dudes.
Well,
they're just some very enthusiastic Ann Arbor fans.
Yeah, they're the beer leaders. Excellent. Well, that being said, I think they're inspiring their team right now, trying to bang away. Slamuel Jackson is out first, and she's your lead jammer.
And we have a star passed over to Sugar High.
Yep, Sugar High's got that cap. Slamuel Jackson comes in hot, hits it hard. She is free and scores 4 points. This jam comes to an end. That was a nice little jam right there.
It was.
Ann Arbor did not like the fact that I was talking about the fact they had just went 3 in a row without a lead jam. So they came out and made action happen.
And we've got Tiramisu here on the jam line for the Derby Dimes.
Up on the line for Ann Arbor, that's Tiramisu.
I believe that to be Buyer's Remorse. Oh, she tiptoes up the line on the outside. She's your lead jammer and off to the races.
Very nice control there.
Tiramisu still stuck in that wall by DC. It's kind of weird. It's like they're lined up waiting for her, and they're doing nice recycling to keep her in. Oh, Tiramisu getting a forearm. This is a great opportunity for DC right here. 5 points on the board for DC. That's, that is still Buyer's Remorse out there.
That was a beautiful tiptoe on the outside line. So graceful.
Yeah, Spank Aaron. She orchestrated that. She came in, gave that nice bump. And, no, this time no one is falling for that. Michelle Obama said, no, I'm still holding this line, and it is mine.
Ann Arbor just doing a fantastic job of adjusting to DC's strategy.
Jill Hill was watching the penalty box and unfortunately missed the person dragging her jammer all the way back.
Tiramisu now out of the penalty box. She's through the pack on her initial pass.
And that's it. Buyer's Remorse says, I'm calling it off right there. I've got my points. That looks like 3 they're putting on the board for her. Nice run here as we're rolling down with less than 5 minutes left in this half.
DC picking up a little bit of momentum. I'm sure they will have more strategy discussion during the half.
And this game is not out of reach from them. We've
No,
seen
not
many
at
a
all.
time where a team will come back from something like this. They'll go down hard and then figure out a way of digging themselves out of the hole. It's a very hard thing to do, but it is nothing we haven't seen before.
Sure, and just as DC is starting to pick up some momentum, Ann Arbor decides to call a team timeout. Again, most likely attempting to adjust to any strategies.
Well, yeah, when you see a team put up a bunch of points on the board and you just want to make sure that you get your team together, make sure, okay, we've had a good game plan, we've been playing really well, go back to the plan, stick to the plan. That's what got us here.
That and the beer leaders.
And the beer leaders.
Look, there is an after party tonight. You can last that long.
Yep,
Saturday
beer
night
leaders.
will be held at Blair Alley Vintage Arcade. Get it free with your wristband. There's
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming from Eugene, Oregon. It is the Big O. We've got a fantastic tournament going today. If you didn't know it already, we've got, 36 teams, 17 WFTDA teams, 4 B teams, 7 MRDA teams, and 7 junior teams. There's going to be 55 games played over this weekend. If you haven't seen them, you've missed some great games already. And it's a pivot line start? What?
Leslie Arnez jamming for Ann Arbor here.
Slam Greer dancing her way around in the back, trying to find her way through that wall of black. Slam Greer getting taken out inside to in.
Leslie Arnez sees her opening, puts the birders on, picks up lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Slam Greer also has breached the pack. She's figured out a way to get out. She's about a quarter lap back. That was nice. They had someone pinned in the back, and I believe, yes, she did. She got 3 points off that. That was great work by her pack, by her squad there, the blockers, to jump out there and get her a few points.
That's right. Bex puts a star on for Ann Arbor and gets on the line.
Nice little love tack. They're taking Bex out. That was Yankee Scandal taking her out. She looked like she was going to scooch back and said, no, let's play some derby.
I really love jammers that block as well.
Yep, not afraid to hit. Yankee Scandal is the first one out. She's awarded the lead jam, and this pack has sped up a little bit.
With the jammer race we've got going on here, the pack trying to speed up caused a little confusion.
Jam comes to an end. 0 for Ann Arbor. And the refs are discussing it down there. I think it was 0 all the way across. Oh, 1 point.
1 point for
See,
DC.
That's what I get for thinking.
Don't hurt yourself.
I know, right? And here's the most important fun stat from the Big O. There are 25 announcers. 55 games, there's 25 announcers.
Was that before or after the ones that weren't able to make it?
Well, I don't know.
It's 25. We'll just say 25.
It's 25.
That's a lot of mouths.
That's
in
a
one
lot of
building.
sexy voices out here coming to you from Eugene, Oregon.
Big thanks to Blaze Streaming Media.
Yes.
For bringing you live streaming derby all darn weekend long.
That's right. Wherever you may be in the world, enjoy what you got going because we've got some fantastic games going all day long.
Don't forget, you can communicate with us here by using the hashtag BigO2015. We'd also love to see pictures of your dogs and your cats enjoying the live feed. Hashtag those pictures, Big O Cats or Big O Dogs.
Yep, that's right. My wife has already been sending you some of those fantastic posts, and it's because the dog is sleeping on her lap while she watches games right here at the Big O.
Is there a Big O roommates?
Actually, I'm not going to.
So we do have an official review here as called by DC. Before the game, we made a deal with the referees that they're supposed to come tell us what's going on. We'll
Keep your
hope
fingers
they have
crossed.
time for that.
Mm-hmm. And while we're sitting here talking about how awesome everything is, I also want to talk about Rydell Skates. Rydell Skates, unmatched qualities, unmatched performance. I got a pair of skates that I skate on that are Rydell, and they are my favorite. Look good and feel good.
You can also help us pick out our MVPs for the weekend by using our hashtags Big O 2015 and the hashtag MVPS. So nominate your favorite skaters, and the MVPs will be taking on Team USA Sunday night in an exhibition bout.
We watched that last year. It was awesome. I got to call it with the infamous mic checks.
Oh.
It was one of the coolest things. I swear to God.
Oh.
That much talent.
That's a sweet memory.
I know. That much talent on one track at one time. Yeah. My heart be still.
Well, hopefully Mike Checks is at home watching this weekend. We miss you, buddy.
Yeah. He's probably shaking his head at me right now going, dork.
Face palm.
Face palm. And here he comes. Ref's actually coming over to talk to us. So after all the discussion, after all the arguing, screaming, yelling, crying, nothing. No penalty assessed. We're moving forward with life as it is.
I believe DC was calling for an illegal procedure on the jammer from Ann Arbor, and the no call will stand, and DC loses their review for the period.
Well, period's almost over. It's a good time to call that. Out there on the track, Buyer's Remorse once again. She's had a nice little streak going here the last couple minutes, and looking forward to see what she tries to pull off here.
Got Samuel L. Jackson jamming for Ann Arbor.
And you have three players from Ann Arbor in the penalty box right now.
That one Ann Arbor blocker, though, number 3, Lethal Bo Peep, was able to hold her back for a moment.
Yeah.
Giving enough time for some more offenders to leave the penalty box.
Oh, that's excellent work right there. Buyer's Remorse glides around that one blocker once again and picks up 5 easy points.
Still just the one blocker on the track, but here comes reinforcements.
Yeah, here comes the cavalry. All right, 5 more points being picked up by Buyer's Remorse. Oh, and she jumps a little hop skip there over that apex. 5 more points. Finally, Samuel L. Jackson gets out of there.
Yep, she's through on her initial pass, so she gets no points at jam.
4 more points being picked up. Look at this score. What did I say just a few 4 short minutes ago? Not unsurmountable.
Exactly.
We're under 50 points.
And there's still a whole nother period of action to go.
Yes, there is.
We've got Leslie Arnaz lining up for Ann Arbor.
And Yankee Scandal also out there with a star on her helmet for DC.
3-on-4 pack advantage to DC at this time.
Yankee Scandals looked pretty good the last couple times she was out there also, but she gets a big wallop and ends up on the deck picking herself up.
Leslie Arnaz breaks through the front of the pack. She gets lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Here comes the offense trying to get their jammer free. And they played offense a little too long. Leslie Arnaz snuck right through the middle of that pack while everybody was trying to play O. And that's it.
Track Magic with a big hit there, knocking her out of bounds, but she went out as well.
Leslie Arnaz scooches up, calls it off after she picks up 3 points. Guess what?
It's halftime.
It's halftime. It's halftime. It's a halftime song.
And that's all there is to it.
Yeah. Mistress Mouth is kind of horrified right now. They break out the song.
I don't know that horrified is the right word for it, but
well, you know.
We'll continue anyway.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, right now at halftime, we got a score of 118 to 62. Ann Arbor up on top. It's we've seen a lot of tough play right there in the last 5 minutes by DC. They finally, I think, have woken up. Their coffee has kicked in. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more from DC coming into the second half.
Yeah, there's been a lot of adjustments by DC here in this first half. They noticeable differences, but the thing is that Ann Arbor is adjusting equivalently. They're keeping up with those adjustments and just still coming out on top. But it's definitely going to be an interesting second half.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and let you guys go grab a drink, use the restroom, and we will be right back here in about 9 minutes.
Go walk your dogs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and once again, it's going to be Ann Arbor and DC. Ann Arbor on top right now at 118, DC at 62. It's halftime right now on the track. We're also watching Bay Area and Victoria. That's next.
They're warming up. Yeah, that's going to be an exciting bout. I'm sticking around. You should too.
Right. We were just talking about that at halftime. We've got there are so many great teams that have come here. That is one of the ones I'm actually extremely excited about, the Victoria Bay Area. You also got Philly, Denver, Atlanta, Boston, Rose, Texas. Are you kidding me? This is what we're here for?
I kid you not.
What?
I know.
Do playoffs even get that good? I mean, really? All right, yes, they are. But, yeah, that being said, still lots of exciting action. I think your afternoon is planned here Saturday right here with us.
And who doesn't love being able to enjoy top-notch roller derby in their pajamas?
And speaking of which, did I mention, if you're into men's derby, Bridgetown Menace is taking on the Puget Sound Outcast.
When is that happening?
My day's over. What is that? That's not like 5 o'clock? Something like that? Yep.
That's going to be exciting.
Hey, I was even right about that. 5 o'clock. There is so much good action. And this jam, speaking of good action, the jam is on. Starting off right where she left off, number 13, Buyer's Remorse, getting kicked out of bounds.
There goes Leslie Arnaz picking up lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Buyer's Remorse in the pack. She's trying to fight her way through. Offenses come, and now they've got to stop and try and stop Ann Arbor.
Well, they were not so successful there on that last pass. She picks up 4 points. She's watching the opposing jammer approach the pack, and just as she's almost there, she calls it off.
Well, what she was doing clearing the bench. And yes, that's what she was doing, blowing some time, but she got number 63 out of the penalty box and got them back to full strength to start this next jam.
That's right, and we've got Bex back on the line in the jammer cover for Ann Arbor.
Nice slow jam to get this started. That is going to be Yankee starting off in the jam cap. She's your lead jammer. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there for a moment.
Bex now out of the pack as well.
Yankee scandal coming up. She does get just demolished by that wall. Offense even tried to come, but they were not being distracted. Ann Arbor's
DC
defense
coming back.
Yeah.
That's 2 jams now with only 2 points for Ann Arbor.
But they are, I got to say, Ann Arbor's defense is really what is the story of this game. They're able to lock in that jammer and just stop them.
That's right. Samuel Jackson jamming for Ann Arbor.
This jam has started. Both these jammers now trying to bounce around, trying to find a hole to get out.
Samuel Jackson through the front of the pack picks up lead jammer.
Nice
and the beer leaders go wild.
Yep. Ann Arbor doing what Ann Arbor has been doing all day long. That is that's Sweet Chaos. That is first time with a star on her helmet. She's gotten taken out in turn number 2.
Yeah, that was a great block by Fracture Mechanics, just pushing her until she pushed out of bounds, then running her to the back.
DC bridging in the front, trying to protect their points, trying not to let that jammer from Ann Arbor get it anywhere.
Yes, just shutting down Samuel L. Jackson.
Sweet Chaos still stuck behind that wall that I keep talking about from Ann Arbor. And
Samuel L. Jackson loses one of her oppressors, but gets called on the cut track penalty.
Oh, and she didn't realize it till she'd already passed the point of no return. She's taking a bonus lap, which is a good opportunity for DC right now.
Definitely valuable penalty time here, but Ann Arbor is extremely versed in the penalty kill and just running the time off of that clock.
And they've done it a couple times in this game. Here
And
comes the O, and I have to wonder, why is everyone not coming to bring that action? They've got her on that outside line, and they did. They pressed her out of bounds.
Yep, they're going to run her to the back.
DC let them get through their line. They should have halted them right there. Instead, what they've done is burned that penalty down.
Yeah, I don't believe she got any points there during Samuel L. Jackson's penalty, and she's now back into the pack, trying to fight her way through to the front.
Finally, the star pass happens, and too little, too late. That was Kung Pao Kitten. Did pick up 3 points for the effort, but
Ann Arbor had 4.
no, that's. And there is going to be an
We have an official review being called by Ann Arbor. Want to thank one of our sponsors, Hit This Derby Gear. Hit This Derby Gear is your locally owned and operated derby store. Shop online at hitthisderbygear.com or in store at 1335 Madison Street in Salem, Oregon. And remember, before you hit the track, hit this.
Well, as it stands right now, nobody's sitting in the penalty box. We've got all 5 players on the track. What?
It looks like we've got Tiramisu jamming for Ann Arbor.
And that's going to be Buyer's Remorse once again on the line. I like it. They're all standing up. I can see where everybody is.
Blockers lobbying for position there.
They've already set up their defense from Ann Arbor up front.
Runs her to the back. There goes Tiramisu picking up lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
That's a great run right there by her to get out, and unfortunately, Buyer's Remorse has gone really nowhere. Hasn't even passed the pivot line. The defense from Ann Arbor has just locked everything down. Very, very, very slow wall by both of these teams. DC has finally started to get their defense together, but Tiramisu tears right on through it, and she's off, scoring 5 points.
A lot of persistence there.
Well, they have a star pass. The pivot right now has got it, but she is being abused right now by this defense that I've been talking about, and is still trying to fight her way through this pack.
Nice hit there by Velocity Raptor to get Tiramisu out of bounds to run her to the back. So she's taking another shot at it.
Scoriental Express still stuck in that pack after receiving the cap, has not put it on her head, and is just having a struggle there trying to get past.
Tough times for everyone all around. Tiramisu has had enough. She calls off the jam.
Scoriental Express could probably not be happier right now. She's, thank you for calling that off. That's one of those cases. I've had a pivot cap, and I've had someone hand me a star before, and I was like, really? You That's not what I was here for.
Bring me these gifts.
We know the struggle.
Leslie Arnaz jamming for Ann Arbor.
This jam is called. That's going to be Yankee Scandal as a jammer for DC.
An empty penalty box means everybody's here to party.
Yankee Scandal going outside, going in. She even has a little bit of help from her friends and still unable to completely get out of that pack.
Leslie Arnaz has picked up lead jammer. She's coming back around and looking for points.
Sugar High just handed the cap. She is now stuck behind that wall. It's kind of like the last jam. Second verse, same as the first.
Leslie Arnaz gets up on her toes, stops to stay in, but then gets pushed to the outside, out of bounds, recycled to the back.
Sugar High getting bumped out. She's getting taken all the way back to the pivot line and then some.
And Leslie Arnaz gets the cut track penalty there, is going to go to the penalty box. Power jam, a very much needed power jam here, obviously, for DC.
And the defense goes through all that offense, ends up in the front, and they're still holding back Sugar High.
And again, Ann Arbor with the penalty kill here, just holding on to that jammer.
You got to keep moving your feet. You've got to keep pushing forward. She does that, and she is out of the pack.
Leslie Arnaz standing in the box now, so she's got less than 10 seconds. Here she comes.
Kung Pao Kitten comes up, gives a little offense. I don't think she needed it. She picks up 5 more points.
Now DC doing a great job of holding Leslie up at the front of the pack.
Leslie getting guided outside. She's on her knees in the straightaway. Out of play being called. They've got to let her go.
There's a 5-point grand slam for Ann Arbor.
Oh, and at the whistle, that's going to be Sugar High getting a cut on the track. She's got to do it all again here in just a few short seconds.
So we're going to have Bex coming out to start off this power jam for Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor doing a really good job right now, pushing the score up. They're sitting at 145. DC has, in fact, scored points. They're at 73 right now with 21 minutes left. And Ann Arbor in a power jam.
DC with all 4 blockers on the floor. There goes Bex, claiming her lead jammer status, signaling to her teammates her intentions on the approaching the pack here.
Here comes the waterfall of blockers. The offense was incredible, making it easy 5 points.
That was beautiful. That is how you clear a path for your jammer.
Jackie O'Bash is picking up a penalty on that, but scoring 5 points that easy, it sometimes is worth it. Sugar High served the time. She's now out there and right back where she was, trying to fight her way through that wall of black, and they are unseating.
Bex pushed to the outside there, is going to get recycled back. Both jammers going to the back. 3-4 pack advantage to DC, but Bex gets through, picks up 4 points for her efforts.
Michelle Obama, she was running the D right there. They had a star pass. That should be Slam Greer.
No points either jammer on that last pass there.
Looks like there was some question going on. No points scored though, and everyone head back to their bench. Bruised Skate News. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and online at bruisedsn.com.
Words are hard.
Not braised, it's bruised. I can read, I promise.
So that's Slamuel L. Jackson with lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
And Buyer's Remorse also out of the pack and on her way.
Great communication here between Slamuel L. Jackson and her blockers. Again, relaying her intent in code.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Looks like they came here with a plan. Wait.
Do they practice this at home?
They practice at home. It's a team sport. They got it all figured. They know what they're doing. It's not all willy-nilly out there.
Well, sometimes it is, but that's for fun.
Only when I'm out there.
No comment.
Whoever you want, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise if you like roller derby.
Yankee Scandal is going to be out there with a star on her helmet for the DC Roller Girls.
Hey, huge shout out to
Looks like we've got Tiramisu lining up for Ann Arbor.
Tiramisu's had a really good game. She's got a lot of spunk out there, and I gotta say, penalties right now. There's 2 blockers for DC standing in the penalty box, and all 4 of the blockers are out there once again for Ann Arbor, making it very hard for the DC Jammers.
The blockers up towards the jammer or pivot line. I'm sorry.
That's a Yankee Scandal up for DC. With some fresh
Oh,
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu up against number 1209, Maggie Walters.
Out of play call being called on 12:09.
That's Maggie, yeah.
Yep. She was pounding away. No pack was called. Yankee Scandal just picking them up and laying them down. She is off with a full head of steam under.
Now she's moving back down. She picks up 4 more points.
Ann Arbor down 2 to the penalty box right now.
Tiramisu calls it off just as DC's Jammers approaching the pack.
And I think the Ann Arbor ladies heard me talk about how they had all the players out on the track. Now they're going to start with 2 players in the penalty box. I just think they like to contradict me.
Prove you wrong.
Yeah. You think he knows what he's talking about, but he doesn't. Watch. We're going to sit down.
This Leslie Arnett is up on the line for Ann Arbor.
So that is going to be a slight pack advantage as there's 3 DC blockers on the track.
Leslie Arnez jamming for Ann Arbor.
And just like that, I believe that is Sweet K Oz with a cap on once again. Yes, it is. But she got taken out in the corner and is dragged back to the jammer line. Oh, having a hard time. She was free to go, but unfortunately all of the black shirts have run up in front and they've got her again.
Still trying to find her way through the back of the
Leslie Arnez hung out behind Jill Hill.
Just for a moment there, doing some great work though. Lead jam being assessed to Sweet K Oz.
Leslie Arnez now out of the pack.
Here comes Samo. They tried to bust it a pack, but so quick to reform is that Ann Arbor defense.
Defending and blocking by both teams.
1
Leslie-
point being picked up. That other an extra finger came up. He goes, no, wait. There's a person in the penalty box.
Leslie Arnez did pick up a point herself as well.
Buyer's remorse out there once again with the star on her helmet.
Beck's up on the line for Ann Arbor.
And Beck's back out there for Ann Arbor.
Fingers are touching shoulders, which means they're going to check some stuff out.
once again the melodic sounds.
Head and shoulders, knees
Ann
and
Arbor,
toes.
your leader.
I always appreciate the NSO gun show going on. It's fantastic. I love NSOs.
I think they should all wear muscle shirts.
I disagree.
Stay on this track for Victoria.
It would
If the
make gun show
NSOs
better.
have to, then the refs have to as well. And then they might make us do it, and then nobody wants to
Sun's
see
out,
that.
guns out. It's nice, beautiful weather out here in sunny Eugene, Oregon. Everybody should have their guns out. This jam is on. and the
Beck's
hitting
knocked to
has
the
begun.
inside there early.
Buyer's remorse stuck behind that wall that I keep talking about. Finally, she finds a hole, gets a little help from Sugar High, and she's off.
Ooh, and we have some jammer blocking going on here.
Gotta love that battle in the middle. Well, Buyer's remorse forced that call off. She came up, she smacked everybody around, she got out in front. Psh, psh, psh. You go behind me. Yankee Scandal once again out there with a star on her helmet for DC.
And that's Samuel L. Jackson lining up for Ann Arbor.
DC scoring has slowed way down, but Ann Arbor has picked up. They're at 163 with 15 minutes left. DC sitting at 74.
DC. And that looks like Leslie Arnez.
No, that is Samuel L. Jackson.
It's Samuel L. Jackson.
Slow pack.
That is
up
a
front.
solid 3-wall there, but they got to let her go. Samuel Jackson picking up lead jammer.
And that's going to be Scar Track. She picked up a multiplayer block. She's headed to the penalty box. Yankee Scandal is also free to roam around the track.
And DC on the run.
I like this pack speed. They picked it up, and they're forcing some time to kick off this clock.
Ann Arbor looking for a chance to scrape someone off and make some points happen.
Well, they did. They scraped a player off. They got him in the back. They got that 1 point, or I should say 2 points, because they got a player sitting in the penalty box. And they called it dead.
May 1st, 2016. Mark your calendars now.
Do we know who's going to be here?
If you're watching at home right now, you're watching on Blaze Streaming Media. It is one of my favorite organizations to broadcast. You know, most of the time when you see Derby footage, you look it up on YouTube, and it's somebody with a hand camera that's sitting on the side of the track, and that's the only angle you get. Well, with Blaze Streaming Media,
You get all of the angles.
you get all the angles. You get all the angles, you get all the voices, you get this high quality, high action, and that's what you want to see.
It's the way to go.
It is the evolution. So thanks, Blaze Streaming Media.
The beer leaders out there with some sick moves.
They're shaking their love.
Shake it, don't break it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I'm saying it's time for a music checks mic minute.
Mike checks music minute. No, that forces more dancing from the beer gallery over there. Well, this game is about to get back on after that short time out.
It was a team timeout for Ann Arbor.
Yankee Scandal in the back. She's getting snuffed behind those 3 blockers led by, I believe, that is Michelle Obama. Yep.
And there goes Leslie Arnaz picking up lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Here comes the offense. They're trying to break out their jammer. Yankee Scandal still stuck back there. Excuse me, that is buyer's remorse. My apologies.
Leslie Arnaz through the pack picking up a 5-point grand slam, getting that lap point.
Buyer's remorse dancing back and forth, trying to find her way out. Number 63, Jackie O'Bash, is living up to her name and dropping her right there.
Leslie Arnaz, with a trip on her way out.
That's going to be Sugar High picking up a penalty, though. I believe she hit out of play.
I believe you are correct. Here comes Leslie Arnaz again into the pack on another scoring run.
Nice tight pack, and just like that, she scooches through on the outside. 5 more points being put on the board for her.
And we have a star pass here. Scar Trek with the cover in her hand, still trying to get out of the pack.
Michelle Obama was helping with the bridge, but she don't need it no more. She joins the wall. Scar Track, there's enough offense. They finally found a hole. I believe there was a direction to play, though, from 543 Greenwood.
I did notice there was a multiplayer block penalty assessed. I think that
was the Greenwood. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Miss Mel. I appreciate you keeping me in line.
It's nice having 2 sets of eyes
Right.
to see things.
Well, sometimes a ref does things with his hands. I'm like, what? I think that's what he's trying to say. It's kind of like hand jive out there, you know?
If you say so.
Okay.
26-76. Ann Arbor. 12 minutes left in this game.
That's Tiramisu on the jam line for Ann Arbor.
And that's going to be a Yankee Scandal. As I was calling last time, she is getting bumped back, and the defense once again not letting her get past. She's trying both sides of the track, trying to find a purchase.
She is on all cylinders.
There she goes, Tiramisu,
Wow.
just clawing her way through that pack.
Yeah,
Picks up lead jammer.
Kung Pao Kid was the last line of defense. Did not want to let her go. Slam Gear got the star pass. She is now out of the pack. And she is trying to catch up.
That pack is speeding up. Everybody out of the penalty box, giving those poor outside pack refs a run for their money.
I don't know if they're built for that. Nursing an injury, I had to do that last week. Man, talk about endurance practice. Especially with the men's teams, man. They run all the damn time. Buyer's Remorse on the line. She's ready to go, and she hits that black wall.
But backs through the pack pretty quickly on the outside, picks up lead jammer.
How did she find that hole? It was like she just kind of like transported.
She gets low and makes herself really tiny and just kind of wedges her way through. It works.
She wasn't there, and all of a sudden, whoa, how'd she come?
She finds just the slightest of an opening, squeezes her way through, and there she goes with another 5-point grand slam.
Skating out of bounds is Buyer's Remorse. She, well, sometimes you want to avoid a hit. I don't think that's the way to do it. Bex getting the fall of all the skaters coming at her.
Oh, just getting swept from side to side, gets pushed out of bounds on the outside.
Nice
Gonna
bit
run
of
her to the
defense.
back.
Yep, good defense right there by DC, keeping her in the pack, and she finally found a way through.
Again, Beck signaling to her blockers her intention. Michelle Obama trying to break up that wall of white there. She has had enough. She calls it off just as Buyer's Remorse exits the penalty box.
Well, that was nice of her. She let the, jammer get out of the box before she called it off. It's good sportsmanship.
I'm so polite. Because manners are important in roller
perfect
derby.
ladies out there. We got 9 minutes left in this game. Ann Arbor is 1 point away from 200. DC sitting comfortably at 77 points.
We've got Tiramisu jamming for Ann Arbor, but DC picking up lead jammer.
Yeah, Sweet K Oz.
Tiramisu knocked to the inside is going to get recycled.
Sweet K Oz comes in hard. She is now bumping around, hitting probably every one of those blockers, just trying to fight her way through. On her toe stops, but gets taken out at the top of the apex.
Tiramisu still trying to work her way through the pack. She's got 2 more as the pack is spreading out. They call
an out of play.
out of play penalty on Kung Pao Kitten.
Del from Hell just had to call that, didn't he?
Your blocking was bad and you should feel bad.
I think that's what he said. Sweet K Oz on her knees calls it off. This jam comes to an end, but they picked up a few points.
And I kid, she shouldn't feel bad,
Nope.
but that's just
Nope.
the way it happens sometimes.
You just don't want to let go.
Samuel Jackson on the line for Ann Arbor.
In the back, Yankee Scandal with the star on her helmet. I believe this game is on, and yes, it is. Nobody was seeming to move, though.
That's Samuel L. Jackson trying to get through the pack up on her toe stops to stay in bounds. She gets around, picks up lead jammer Ann Arbor.
Yankee Scandal still stuck in that pack. She's getting some help offensively.
Oh.
Wow!
Michelle Obama delivering those big hits.
That was just a complete dead stop. Michelle Obama, she's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm super impressed by her blocking.
Here comes some more help. The cavalry has showed up for DC. Yankee Scandal was flying in there, but nope, they bring this one to an end. 0 points being put up for DC.
Yeah, DC just trying, but Ann Arbor refusing to give up control.
If your runner in Ann Arbor is going to have another game against Sacred City tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., first thing in the morning. DC, they're going to be playing Emerald tomorrow at 11.
That's our host league.
Yeah, it is going to be. I'm going to have to watch that one.
At what time?
At 11. DC
Okay, yeah,
and
that's
Emerald.
doable.
Oh, yeah. I'll be out of bed by then.
I
Nice
don't know about
slow
the 9
start.
a.m.
Defensive struggle on both ends for these jammers.
Just pushing. Leslie Arnez, they call no pack. They got to let her go.
Sugar High picking up a forearm call as she was the last line. Another forearm call being called on Spank Aaron. That's going to put 2 blockers down for DC.
Leslie Arnez gets through the pack. That's a 5-point grand slam.
Oh, she was looking good out there. Scoriental Express was trying to work through there. Only had a couple players left to beat, but then gets taken down. Scoriental Express still with that cap in her hand, has not put it on, but she cannot find a way through. Oh.
She gets through the pack. Takes the pivot cover off, which you don't have to do. I suppose you can, though.
I think she's going to use it as padding, so she gets a sternum buster. It's, less pain. Puts it in her front of her shirt. Sternum buster. Never mind. Rich is about to look at me confused. It's okay.
I love you, King. I love you. I really do.
I think they're having some discussion out there, a little hug it out session.
Little snuggle fest.
Yep. And 5 seconds being called. We're ready to go.
Beck's jamming for Ann Arbor.
Sweet Chaos out there. She is going up that inside line. I think she's free.
That was beautiful. Beck's up on her toe stops to avoid getting pushed out of bounds. Picks up lead jammer, but DC's right behind her. And the pack speeds up.
Yep, there goes that pack speed. Endurance coming into play right here. Yeah, 3 points being picked up. That is Sweet Chaos.
DC fans, all kinds of enthusiastic.
That's what I love about this game. It doesn't matter what the score really is. I mean, at the end of the game it does, but the fans don't care. They just like seeing good play.
And everybody loves a comeback.
Every jam's its individual game in itself. Our cohorts at the booth over here are having quite the obnoxious time. Yankee Scandal is your jammer for DC. She is on the deck getting bounced around.
Samuel L. Jackson picking up lead jammer.
Cut on the track. That looks like it's going to be number 3, Lethal Bo Peep.
Both teams with a blocker on the way to the penalty box, it looks like.
Yankee Scandal trying to make her way around. Oh, man. Samuel L. Jackson came in extremely hot, blasted a hole in there, and picked up 3 points.
Ann Arbor really dominating this second half.
Yeah. They turned up the heat.
Can I get a cheer if you came here from a different state? Who's here from a different state?
There's an official review being called out for DC.
Thank you. Or refugee.
Blood and Thunder. Life is better on roller skates. bloodandthundermag.com.
Don't forget to go online, friends, and vote for your favorite skaters for MVP of the weekend. The MVPs with the most votes between online and opposing teams' recommendations. The top 14, I would assume, will be on the roster for the game against Team USA on Sunday evening. That will be exciting.
Yes, it will be.
And not just the adults, the juniors as well.
There's the junior games prior to the the big league. And those are half-an-hour exhibition games, but it's kind of got that fun element. There's no real, heavy competition like, oh yeah, we're going for first place. It really is. It's a fun game. Everybody has a good time.
But it gives our World Cup players a chance to practice as a team.
Against
Very
some
important.
top-notch quality players.
Right. That
Like the
MVP
MVPs.
team will consist of men and women, I believe, for the adults.
And these girls just took off. They are going to have a little foot race and defensive war. They got tired of the official review.
I'm like, what is going on?
I know. I thought, did I miss the whistle? Nope. They just feeling squirrely back there. Wanted to take a victory lap a little early.
I want to see rock, paper, scissors.
Yep.
Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyhow. See, that's some nerd stuff you are not privy to.
I guess not.
The review of a low block penalty call and the review.
The beer leaders are in the midst of a dance-off.
And yet, for some reason, that was highly illogical. All right, now that all the tomfoolery is over and done with, this jam is back on.
And we've got Bex jamming for the Derby Dimes.
And that out there, that's Jill Hill. I believe that is the first time she's put the star on for DC in this game.
But there goes Bex picking up lead jammer again up on her toe stops to avoid getting pushed to the inside.
And hot on our tail, that is Jill Hill. She is picking up and laying them down, and she is definitely closing the gap between these two. Jill Hill got in there, forcing that call off. That's a 0-0, 2 fists in the air.
Forcing a little sprint work to the outside pack refs.
That's right. I think Jill Hill was telling her to say, I'm faster than you. We just proved that during the official review, and it's happening right now. They're doing some jazz hands out there.
That's Leslie Arnaz.
Leading the Jazz Hands Fest. Yankee Scandal also out there.
She's facing off against Leslie Arnaz.
Both these jammers hit that pack. They're trying to push their way through. Yankee Scandal having the problem she's had most of this game with this Ann Arbor team.
And there goes Leslie Arnaz picking up lead jammer.
Yankee Scandal on the deck, right down here in number 2. She comes up and there's no one there to stop her, so she's free to go.
Leslie Arnaz now in the pack.
Leslie Arnaz getting pushed around in turn number 4. Nicely and petitely just goes beep, beep, beep,
Gets her
calls it
hips
off.
around, yep, and calls it off.
It was ladylike. You might have even had the pinkies up on that one.
Okay.
Okay. And everyone's at a pivot line.
What?
You know, the earth cooled, Derby was made, and then became the pivot line jam. Here it goes.
Samuel Jackson jamming for Ann Arbor. Running up to the front of the pack, and she's got 2 more still to get around. Oh, there she does it around the outside. Picks up lead jammer.
Byers Morris in the back. She's trying to fight her way through. Here comes the all those white shirts, water falling down. Still, Byers Morris having a problem. Such great recovery. Finally, she's out of the pack.
There goes Leslie Arnaz through. She's got 1 more now. She's picked up. That would be 4 points for number 404, Samuel L. Jackson.
Michelle Obama taken out. Buyer's remorse taking her back, and she's still stuck behind that wall.
Ann Arbor's blocking is on point, forcing the star pass over
Not too
to
bad.
is at Slam Greer.
Yep, 2 points being picked up by Slam Greer. They're going to go ahead and call it as the clock had run down. And I think it's pretty safe to say, unofficially, Ann Arbor has won this game. We got a score of 238 Ann Arbor. DC sitting at 83. And I think Ann Arbor should be proud of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great game. DC did their best to adjust, but Ann Arbor did a better job. So coming up next here on track 1, we've got Victoria all the way from Australia taking on
Bay Area.
That's right. This is
Yeah, I
going to
had
be
to
a
do it, sorry.
fantastic matchup. I might just stay sitting up here on the DS just to watch.
Yeah, we're not taking our headphones off.
Well,
Okay, maybe we will.
so says you.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get a bite to eat, a cup of coffee, and I'm going to have to watch this Bay Area Victoria game. Both these teams love to watch them play. Now they're going to go head-to-head.
We are running just a little bit behind here on this track. We're going to give them a few minutes to warm up. Scheduled for 1 o'clock, but again, I think we might be 10, 20 minutes beyond that. So don't go away. Again, go take care of the things you need, but be right back here for more hard-hitting derby action.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.